All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, the New York football Giants cannot be happy after they lost a heartbreaker yesterday on the road to the Minnesota Vikings, but things are still looking up for them. The Giants entered this weekend as a number 6 seed in the NFC playoffs. And after yesterday, they are still in possession of that spot. Now, the Washington Commanders, Seattle Seahawks, and Detroit Lions are all behind the Giants in the standings, and all of these teams lost yesterday on the road. Now, the Giants are currently 8-6-1, while the Commanders are 7-7-1, and both the Seahawks and Lions are 7-7. New York owns a tiebreaker over Washington with their 1-0-1 mark against their division mates this season, while their tie is also helping them in the standings, especially since they lost to both Seattle and Detroit this year. And because of the fact that everyone that is chasing the Giants lost yesterday, New York now only needs to win one of their final two games in order to clinch their first postseason berth since 2016. The Giants host the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday, while they will finish on the road in week number 18 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Giants are slight favorites at home over Indianapolis on Sunday. And if they, for whatever reason, if they cannot seal the deal, maybe for their sake, the Eagles will be resting their starters or some of their starters in week number 18 due to the fact that Philly is on the verge of locking up home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs. Now, Brian Dayball has gotten his team this far. And the question, of course, is can he get them to the finish line? And I say that because you look at this team, first and foremost, the Giants are ahead of schedule because we've seen this team be down for so long. And now the culture is changing with, of course, Brian Dayball as the head coach and Joe Shane as the team's new general manager. And you think about it, a lot of people really did not expect the Giants to be in the position that they currently are in. And they got off to the strong start. They came out of the gate with a record of 7-2. They have stumbled a little bit here in the second half of the season, and that's due to the fact that the competition that they have faced has gotten tougher. But make no mistake about it, every time that the Giants are faced with adversity this season, Brian Dayball and crew have answered the bell. You think back to their two-game losing streak. They lost at home to Detroit and then losing to Dallas. You know, they had opportunities to win that game against Washington, and they had opportunities to lose it as well. They ended up tying. And then, of course, the beatdown that followed that at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of people thought, well, it's time for the Giants to start spiraling off of the tracks and going downhill. No, they rallied in week number 15 on Sunday night to get the road win over Washington. And they showed a lot of character in their loss yesterday to the Vikings. And don't get me wrong, there's no such thing as moral wins in the National Football League. But if you're the Giants, I will say this and going on the road and losing to the Vikings, a team that could possibly be the 2 or 3 seed in these playoffs and a team that you could possibly face again, you got to have confidence in the way that you played, knowing that you know what, you have the potential to go out there and beat this team in a postseason setting. So now, if you're the Giants, you can't let your guard down against the Indianapolis Colts. At this point of the season, you throw the records out of the windows because I say this guys on losing teams, they're still playing for jobs. Coaches are playing for jobs, or not playing, but they're coaching for jobs. And I know that the Colts just made a quarterback switch from Matt Ryan to Nick Foles. And remember, Nick Foles does have a Super Bowl championship on his resume. So this guy knows how to get it done in late season scenarios. He's very familiar with the Giants as well from his time in the NFC East with the Philadelphia Eagles. So nonetheless, the Giants got to bring it. So, they showed character and they showed toughness in losing to the Vikings, but they cannot rest on their laurels because it only gets tougher from here out. So if you're the Giants and you can find a way to come out, the home crowd is definitely going to be fired up for this team this weekend when they host Indianapolis. So the bottom line is they got to seal the deal. You look at Daniel Jones; he's playing better ball. I know he had some key turnovers yesterday in the loss, but nonetheless, you got to be happy with the way that he's throwing it. The Giants still have question marks at receiver and Saquon Barkley. Credit to Brian Daboll once again. They've opened it up a little bit more in the passing game to because teams have been stacking the box trying to slow down Saquon. And Saquon is a running back where he gets better as the game goes on. And that's a credit to Brian Daboll for not going away uh, from the running attack. So let's see what this team does this Sunday against the Colts, and if not against the Colts, the Philadelphia Eagles. But of course, the biggest question is, will the Giants be able to seize the moment? That we have to wait and see. But nonetheless, the Giants find themselves in a scenario where a lot of people did not expect them to be. This team is way ahead of schedule. I think most people expected the Giants to contend for a postseason spot in year number two, maybe year number three, with Brian Dayball and maybe with a different quarterback. That is not the case. And it's, I'm not going to say it's coming full circle here for the Giants in 2022, but nonetheless, things are coming together. They have a golden opportunity ahead of them this weekend. Let's see if they can take care of their business at MetLife on Sunday. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.